Hello, welcome back to my channel. I don't know if that yellow is gonna go away. Let me see. Must have been the light. Oh, hopefully there's enough light to where you can see me now. I was just gonna post a little bit today because I've been reading a lot about epilepsy lately, looking into all the different past, I don't know what you would call it, a myth or a theory or whatever. When my grandma passed away, she left me these two encyclopedias of common diseases, and way back then they thought that epilepsy was, it was classified as a disease. These are old, so the information in here is kind of not valid. But they included the myth that people with seizures were demon possessed and all this weirdness. That was they had a paragraph in both of them, but there was there's still very little information about epilepsy, but back then there was so much less that each one's chapter on epilepsy only had, you can see how big this book is, right? And you can see that there's a lot of stuff in here. Although the information is outdated, there's still a lot of information on other diseases and stuff. And both of them are comparably thick, So, but both of them had an equal amount of not enough information on epilepsy. Both of them had about 2.5 to 3 pages just on epilepsy. And they didn't even know about all of the different kinds of seizures that there are. They only listed the petite mal and the grand mal, both of them. Only listed those two kinds, and since one of them was printed in in 69. This one was printed in 83, so both of them were pretty old. But they didn't, the information was kind of kooky, some of it, but they talked about they had a paragraph or two about the petite mal, which is, it literally does, I didn't know, it's kind of weird that I didn't know. I never looked up the meaning of the word, and it's a French word for little sickness, and the grand mal is the French word for big sickness, and that was an interesting little fact, but it was about the only accurate thing in there. Now we still don't have enough information on epilepsy, in my opinion, but we have more than that. They said you could treat it, and I know you can help depending on what cause. Now again, they're calling it a disease, but it's not. It's a neurological disorder. And one of the books said that you could treat it with vitamins, and in some cases you can help with vitamins. Vitamins will help your situation, but they're not going to take it away. If you have epilepsy, I had brain surgery and was seizure free for 8 years just about, and then started having seizures again. So I think that once you have epilepsy, I feel like you kind of just have it, and there's no cure for it yet. And hopefully that will be something that happens soon. If we keep spreading the word and raising awareness and getting support, then who knows where we could take it, you know? But I just thought it was interesting. I've been having fun doing all the research and stuff, and I just thought that I giggled when I read those. But, I mean, they're very old, and medical books that are old are mostly just interesting. They're interesting to see what people used to think, and now we really know more. And one of the books said that 200 people out of, or 100 people out of every 400 or something like that has epilepsy, but it's a lot more than that. It's actually, well, it might be, I didn't do the math. But anyway, that's all as far as that goes. But a little update on myself. I had my EEG on Friday, and today is Sunday, and it went okay as far as I know. I'm not really sure. The person doing the EEG said, excuse me, that she wasn't trained to read the EEG and then, like, read the results. She didn't know how, so we have to wait for the doctor to read it, and then he'll tell me what the results are, whatever. But I didn't feel like I had any seizures while I was doing it all. It was a little bit freakier than I remembered it being. I mean, it's been over 8 years since I've had an EEG, and they put more sticky things on you now than they used to. They had them on my face, on my boobs, on my ears. They put them up here now, like way up, like on your ears. I'm sure I looked like an alien. It was really weird. And they had them all, they didn't used to put them all the way across your forehead, but I guess they do now. The good part about it was I was really dreading washing that stuff, that goop, out of my hair. But thankfully, they've changed the concoction of the goop, and it used to be like a oily base that was really hard to wash out. You had to wash your hair like, I don't know, 5 or so times before you actually got it all out. Well, now they use a water-soluble concoction, and so I went in the bathroom at the doctor's office, washed my hair in the sink, and blow-dried it right there. And I didn't have to pick any goop out. It was like all gone after that. I was so excited. It was great. So we've come up in the world as far as the goop for an EEG. Woo! I have an MRI scheduled for this month. I'm not really looking forward to that. I have a pretty severe claustrophobia, and last time I had an MRI done, they had to drug me because I was freaking out. But it didn't help that every time I started to calm down, they asked me if I was okay, so I'd open my eyes and freak out all over again. So I'm hoping I can keep it together because I really don't respond well to anesthesia of any type. It makes me barf. It's not good. So anyway, I think that's it for now. I started my new medication. I'm on trileptal now, and makes me feel a little funky. Back when I used to take the heavy-duty seizure meds, I was on, well, the last medications I was on was a mixture of Carbatrol and Lamictal, and I was on a grand total, everything included, I was on a total of 25,000 milligrams. Not 2,500, no, 25,000. But I remembered that when I first started taking these anticonvulsants, that they used to only up it, like, they'd start with a low dose, like 50 or 25 milligrams, and then if that didn't control it, then they'd up it another 50 or 25, like, small little jumps instead of now they just give you 600 milligrams a day and they say, there, start there. And, like, so most of the day I'm high as a kite and I feel like a zombie, and I'm not really thrilled about that. So I'm going to have to have a little chat with my neurologist, I believe, because I don't think that I should be feeling like a zombie. Right now, it's getting a little later in the day and I took my meds pretty early, so I'm starting to come down. But it does make me dizzy and it makes me feel like I can't think fast enough. I feel like I'm like moving slow and my brain is like not functioning. So I'm hoping I don't have to be on this for too long. I know it's not a lot compared to what I used to be on, but you know, you gotta think I've been off of the meds for 8 years and my body's not used to it anymore. So anyway, I think that's pretty much it for today, but thanks for tuning in, and if you have any questions or any comments or you want to share, and if you have or know someone who has temporal lobe epilepsy on the right side of the brain, and they have certain medications that work for them, and you want to give me some tips, I'd appreciate it. Just leave it in the comments below, and I'll look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, have a good night. Bye.